Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. As you see right here, a huge women's championship match is online as Bianca Belair defends her women's championship against Carmella once again. Can Carmella emerge victorious and become the new Raw Women's Champion? Only time will tell on that. Also, too, Logan Paul makes a rare appearance on Raw. He looks to set the challenge The Miz to a match at SummerSlam. We know the Miz keeps on denying Logan Paul of chances after chances. Well, can Miz and Logan Paul find a way to have their match at SummerSlam? We'll get to it coming up, as well as the People's Champion, The Rock, made a very rare appearance visiting Deion Sanders and getting back to Deion Sanders. The Rock getting set for his return to the XFL, bringing football and stuff. Also, too, we learned who the Nature Boy Ric Flair is coming after. He said he's coming after one of your own. So, I mean, we kind of got a pit of who Nature Boy Ric Flair talking about. Man, Nature Boy Ric Flair keeps amazing, folks. You won't believe what he's going to be doing and getting himself involved. All this and more on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. And it starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show here tonight on the live edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. The after show for Monday Night Raw, the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. And we thank you, wrestling audience and wrestling fans, for watching and keep us growing. Thank you on all our social media platforms, YouTube on Connect, Facebook on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. We're all on those social media accounts, and we thank you all for watching on our social media networks. Thank you once again. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified on all things Pro Wrestling Show. You can watch us on Connect. Pro Wrestling Show airs at least 4 times a week with the Raw Ring Reports, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown, and some of our specials for pay-per-views and premium live events for WWE. All right, we're gonna get started with this. As you see, former WWE Warrior Award winner, WWE ambassador Titus O'Neil opened up Raw. Titus O'Neil opened up the show and talked about a lot. Titus O'Neil trying to do a PR move with WWE with the safe place situation following the allegations of Miss McMahon. So they try to use Titus O'Neil as a shield in the pond. Titus O'Neil should know better being a shield in the pond, but hey, it's Titus O'Neil for you. Titus O'Neil tried to, try to get goodwill and good hope to WWE. But in this time, in this early stages, sometimes you can look through the lines, you can read between the lines sometimes. Even with people, sometimes I think Titus O'Neil just trying to want to do his job and do his job well and give people something else to talk about. They're still saying that WWE might have some more allegations and stuff coming soon. So we don't know what that could be possibly. But Titus O'Neil opened the show talking about WWE was a safe place, which I kind of knew, read between the lines, what he was trying to do. But is what it is. Speaking of that, this woman right here, the man, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was out in fact that she wants a Raw Women's Championship match. And Becky Lynch let it be known that she is coming for whoever wins the Raw Women's Championship between these two women, Carmella and Bianca Belair, the title holder. Bianca Belair looking forward to going against Becky Lynch. We thought this ride was ending with, but it's a recycling match of WrestleMania. When you look at it, when you look and see and stuff. Well, Bianca didn't waste no time whatsoever. She defended her women's championship against Carmella in a match. Well, I don't know what Becky Lynch had on. She looked like Raggedy Ann or something. Who knows? But Becky Lynch let it be known that she won whoever wins the women's title, wins who won the women who retained the women's championship, and none of the best was Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair regained and retains her women's championship. So we know now Bianca Belair will take on Becky Lynch in a rematch from last year's SummerSlam. As you can recall from last year, Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch had that SummerSlam match. Remember when Becky Lynch made a surprise return at SummerSlam when Bianca was supposed to be scheduled to go against Sasha Banks? That didn't turn out to be the case. Bianca Belair got got beaten by 30, 40 seconds, and she lost the women's championship. Now Bianca Belair looks to she did get her revenge, but we had to wait and see a year odyssey from now at SummerSlam repeats itself again. This time for the Raw Women's Championship. Also, too, KO Kevin Owens made his return back to the WWE. It's been almost a month. Kevin Owens made his return. I was gonna feud with Ezekiel, but Kevin Owens made his return. He hosted was it Riddle? He hosted Riddle into his talk show. Everybody got a talk show on Raw until Riddle got attacked from blindsided by Seth Rollins. We know Seth Rollins will take on Riddle one-on-one at SummerSlam and a huge important matchup between these two men at SummerSlam. So we'll see. Now this is all going to play out eventually down the road and stuff. Also, too, the Judgment Day. Damian Priest took on Rey Mysterio, I believe. Damian Priest and Finn Balor this Judgment Day. Well, they're gonna have. They wanted to let the Mysterios know they keep on targeting Dominic to join the group. Dominic don't want to join the group, and Dominic trying to make it seem like his dad and stuff, holding him back. Well, Damian Priest won his match over Rey Mysterio, and they was trying to force Dominic to join the group and turn on his dad. And Dominic said he'll join if they don't mess with his dad. And Judgment Day wasn't expect that. They thought that he was going to do something even more vicious and vile, and took the chair for him and just nailed his dad. They keep teasing this stuff, but then the Mysterios don't want to do it and stuff. And you know how they are. So Finn and Damian made another announcement that next week on Raw, they're going to have a match between them, and this time they're going to take the whole team, take them out throughout Rey Mysterio celebrating his 20th anniversary in the WWE. He started on SmackDown, defeating Chavo Guerrero, and 20 years later, he goes against the Judgment Day in a tag team match. It's like Ric Flair away. So we'll see that. You got to wonder, will Edge be making an appearance on Raw next week in Madison Square Garden to get his revenge on the Judgment Day? We're seeing these vignettes of Edge, and these could be the way it could be. I really wish that they never would have entered that group. That Edge should have joined the Judgment. Edge should have stayed in the Judgment Day. Finn should have joined, make their numbers game, and down the road you could have saw tension that could lead toward a match at WrestleMania. So WWE be like to make teams and break them. That's the problem. Well, speaking of that, we know next week undisputed champion Roman Reigns will make a rare appearance on Raw. What Roman Reigns have his sights set on this week? This week on Raw. Who heading toward his match at SummerSlam against Brock? So Roman Reigns making a rare appearance on Raw. And what undisputed champions Speaking of that, the phenomenal AJ Styles was in action against Theory. Dolph Ziggler was at ringside watching Theory, and we don't know why Dolph Ziggler did what he did last week, kicking Theory in his head. Battle of two Georgia boys, Theory and AJ, both near from Atlanta. Um, Dolph Ziggler jealous that Theory gotten more is getting more popular or getting more like he's gonna be next hit boy. Who knows? We had to wait and see on that. AJ Styles emerged victorious with the help of Dolph Ziggler. Well, the 24/7 championship changed hands so many times. Alexa Bliss, during a 6-woman tag team match, Alexa Bliss teamed up with Asuka. But Asuka got the win over Nikki Ash, but throughout the match was a spot fest where Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, Doudrop, and many other women won the 24/7 championship. Even Takira Tozawa won the 24/7 championship. It was just a spot fest, rain after rain after rain. So you say that it was a rain fest and stuff. Also, too, Seth Rollins went against who did Seth Rollins win against? We went against somebody. I know that. Seth Rollins went against forgot who Rollins went against, but he'll go against Rhythm at SummerSlam. Oh, he went against Elias, yeah. And the match he won against Elias. So Rollins, not Elias, but Ezekiel, I meant to say. So like also too, the Street Profits went against the Usos. The Usos was at ringside. The Usos right here celebrating 1 year anniversary as SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And Rollins won the Raw Tag Team Championships over Red Arcade Bro at SmackDown. So which that was real. But the Usos send a message to the Street Profits in their match for when Jeff Jarrett will be the special guest referee in their tag team championship match. Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, we'll get to Jeff Jarrett a little bit later in the show. But as you can tell right here, the Usos holding the gold, holding the tag team gold in the epic classic that they had at Money in the Bank. Now this time they're gonna do it one more time, but this time it's gonna be in a regular tag team match with Jeff Jarrett serving as special guest referee. Also, too, you can tell the Miz face, he's looking unhappy. Ciampa looks unhappy. Maybe they get have their daughters have play dates or something. Ciampa got a daughter and Miz has a daughter, so it has daughters. So we know that the Miz did not want to see Logan Paul. He ended up seeing Logan Paul, and Logan Paul issued the challenge that he wants the Miz at SummerSlam. Miz kind of didn't want to accept the match, and then Miz ended up accepting, and then they attacked Logan Paul. But Ciampa, who is accomplished, stood at that ringside. So the Miz and Ciampa will go at it at Miz and Logan Paul will go at it at SummerSlam. And wait for that match. It's just like Logan Paul. It's like a repeat of WrestleMania. They bring all these wrestlers. Uh, that's the difference. They bring all these stars from WrestleMania. Just minus Johnny Knoxville and stuff. You know how they go. So you can tell. You can tell. That we're gonna move quickly. We're gonna move quickly and move forward to wrestling hot topics. All right, on wrestling hot topics, we're talking about it. On some sad news, we want to report that Bobby Heenan's wife, Cindy, yes, Cindy Heenan, the wife, the devoted wife, the devoted, she was in WWE for a little bit, made rare clips and stuff. Her husband, Bobby the Brain Heenan, was the ultimate star of the WWE with his shenanigans and stuff. Well, former TNA announcer Mike Today announced that Cindy Heenan had passed away at the age of 70, 72, I think. Oh man. Well, she's up there with the brain, so that's all that matters. Cindy Heenan, devoted white to Bobby the Brain Heenan, when many consider the greatest wrestling manager of all time, Bobby the Brain Heenan. And long live Bobby the Brain Heenan, and long live his wife Cindy. And they're probably reunited in heaven now. And Bobby's probably happy to see his wife Cindy. Also, too, Maria Canales um, made an announcement that she will not be heading to WWE. And she said, no, not is under new management and new ownership. Well, Maria making it clear she don't want the McMahons near the WWE whatsoever. What they did to her. They probably did to her husband. She probably feels some type of way about the situation at hand. Maria making it seem like, hey, y'all didn't care about me, nor Mike Bennett. I feel like Mike Bennett could, like I said, I like Mike Bennett. Um, you know, doing something like that and keeping it up like that, and knowing that he could have been a big star. I say that he could have been a big star. Um, like I said, Maria probably felt that way. Probably felt like it wasn't going to give her nothing in return for her husband, Mike Bennett, and that's why she felt the way she did. So we'll see going forward and stuff. If Maria, you never know. Like I said, I I like Maria and Mike Bennett, to me as a couple, the miracle and stuff, but um, we'll see. We'll see and stuff like that. And who knows? Who knows? Well, also too, John Cena, the doctor of thugonomics, John Cena, um, finally gets married to his longtime love, John Cena. Marries his wife once again. They married 2 years ago, I think, during the pandemic. Now they wanted to get married once again and do it in a fancy ceremonial way. And who can blame John Cena? Deserve all the happiness in the world. And I guess he wasn't committed to the WWE the way he wanted to be committed. He came to WWE for his anniversary special. It just didn't come out the way it did. But John Cena, who knows? He could probably come back and make a rare appearance. But like I said, we just have to wait and see and stuff. But like I said, I didn't have no problem with John Cena and stuff. But who knows what went down? Um, like I said, but we'll see. But like I said, never know. Never know what may have happened. Never know. But congratulating John Cena and his lovely bride. Also, too, you may have been seeing this kid right here. No, he's been portraying different WWE stars such as Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey. Well, WWE gifted him with championship belts. So that's nice of WWE doing that, making him feel special. And that kid, he's been posing as everybody, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, you name it. Um, he's been posing as everybody. So forgot his name, but he's been around for a long time. Also, too, we know that Nature Boy Ric Flair having his last match. Ric Flair, who's been a staple of wrestling since the 1970s, Flair um had had a cup of coffee in his last matches for WWE, TNA. Now the Nature Boy wants to have his own last match, his own swan song ending for himself. Well, Ric Flair revealed in his second episode of his last match that this is it right here, that he's going to be teaming up with his son-in-law, Andrade, to take on Jay Lethal and Double J Jeff Jarrett. Now, I don't know what to say about this, but Jeff Jarrett gonna get paid twice in a week, twice in one weekend. Amazing. Jeff Jarrett was featured into Ric Flair's last match. Ric Flair got to start with the blood, start with get with the blade. With the Nature Boy, well, all I heard was Ric Flair didn't like what Jay Lethal was training him to get back into the ring, and now Nature Boy Ric Flair would team up with his son Andrade and against Jeff Jarrett, who is the executive in WWE. I don't know how Jeff Jarrett get away with this, becoming the executive of live events, and now he's wrestling. I mean, and then gonna be a special guest referee. See, Jeff Jarrett knows what he's doing, and then his wife want to tag along. Why you can't tag along with WWE? WWE think you ain't good enough, Jarrett Karen. Your husband the only one that's good enough. But he's there for now. But we're gonna see how this all gonna play out. Drew out Ric Flair's last match. I'm gonna watch it later after the show and see what this is all about. But you can tell right here, Ric Flair getting busted open by Double J Jeff Jarrett, who's a staple in Nashville and his home state. So it made sense, or it could have been Jerry Lawler teaming up against Jeff Jarrett. They should have made a 6-man tag team, man. Ric Flair, Jared Lawler, Andrade versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and another pupil. Who Jeff Jarrett pupil? Another pupil. Sanjay Dutt. That could have been the match, but we'll see. But the Nature Boy Ric Flair having his last match. All right. Speaking of that, we know that WWE is doing a feature on biography. All these legends right here, they have done one with The Undertaker, Goldberg, and next week be the Bella Twins, the biography series. And this legacy and Kurt Angle, Edge, Ray, Lex Luger, the Generation X, you name it, they're gonna keep on making. Well, yesterday's episode was about WWE legend, Hall of Famer Goldberg. Goldberg was kind of like him and who else? Lex Luger was probably like around WCW, but Goldberg wasn't in the WWE until late, probably early 2003. Well, they focused on Goldberg, and they focused more on Goldberg, his WCW run, his beginnings as a football player. Goldberg went on to become the WCW champion, defeating Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and that infamous match at Starrcade that led Bret Hart to get a concussion. Well, we know Goldberg and Bret Hart not the best of friends, but we know Goldberg and Bret Hart kind of can't stand each other now. Bret Hart revealed throughout in the Goldberg special that he tried to tell Goldberg to apply the he likes doing the fake four on the turnbuckle, and told Goldberg to hold his foot so he don't have a headache. Goldberg didn't listen, and Goldberg let Bret Hart a little concussed, and then had him more concussed by kicking him in the head, which ended the Hitman's wrestling career. Now, Goldberg talks about redemption and stuff. Even that infamous WrestleMania 20 match with him and Brock Lesnar were both leaving WWE, and the fans told them what they thought of both of them. It made to me the Goldberg legend was that it made Goldberg seem like he's a family man, he's a caring man, and he tries to listen. That's one thing about Goldberg. Goldberg does what Goldberg does, but at the end, Goldberg can smell a rat when it comes through, and I can admire that from Goldberg and stuff, his traits and stuff like that. So I give all of this. It's all of them are good, and all of them are informative and intriguing to hear, to listen. So it charged the interest. So the Goldberg situation. Also, Ring of Honor made it official right here that under the AEW ownership, they're going to be part of the Bleacher Report. Ring of Honor will be screaming on Bleacher Report. I'm trying to get some audience going. Also, too, got to wonder what Ring of Honor's going to do with the. They still probably tell you that you turn on TBS or some family. Like they need to be on True TV to get the brand on TV, but if they can't, ain't nothing wrong with getting on screaming. So that could be a possibility as well. You never know with that. Um, Also, too, speaking of Goldberg, we forgot to mention that Goldberg, WWE's planning to celebrate Goldberg's 25th anniversary. They're doing all these anniversaries like Edge, Rey Mysterio, John Cena. They're doing all these anniversaries. We talked about Rey Mysterio getting a 20th anniversary being in WWE. I guess you celebrate a milestone, you're going to get celebrating WWE. So they want to celebrate Goldberg. Goldberg his first match in September '97. We went on to defeat Hugh Morgan in Salt Lake City. So they want to set that up for SmackDown in Salt Lake City for Goldberg for his 25th anniversary in wrestling. So wrestling slash WCW WWE. So they want to celebrate Goldberg in a way. Speaking of that, the People's Champion, The Rock, went down to Jackson, Mississippi to visit Jackson State University coach Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders and The Rock embraced probably like some partnership or something going on. Deion Sanders, a living legend who used to be a two-sport player, prime time. Now Deion Sanders and The Rock are on good terms. I guess the XFL doing something with them to recruit their athletes. Who knows? Something like that. Also, too, current women's champion NXT, Mandy Rose, celebrated her birthday today. Looks like she'll be awaiting tomorrow on who will be the next one to step up and challenge her for the NXT Women's Championship. Only time will tell on that. We'll have to wait and see on that one. All right. And Cesaro made a comment that what he thought was in WWE, and Cesaro felt like he wasn't being worthy enough. Sometimes you get that. Sometimes with people, they feel like you're not worthy enough for them, so you have to, you know what I'm saying, you got to show them better than you can tell them. And sometimes some people just don't get it, and that's their business, and that's how the way it be. Stuff. Also, to AQA, Booker T's trainee, saying she's gonna take a break from wrestling. She's suffering too many injuries and too many personal effects. So AQA, worry about her mental health, and we'll respect that and wish AQA the best. All right. Normally I don't do this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna end the Raw Room Report with Nature Boy Ric Flair again, busted open and blooded by Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I'm gonna watch it right now to see what's going down with this and how Jeff Jarrett is gonna be involved at the SummerSlam weekend on SummerSlam and at Ric Flair's last match. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long, and we'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.